His documentary work on Tower Records and the Eagles of Death Metal Knows on Me are worth your watch. He is an outstanding director and documentarian, and now a man who's going to be selling handkerchiefs as well as getting back in Life in Pieces on CBS Season 4. Great to see my good buddy
Good to
Colin
see you,
Hanks.
my friend.
Did I hit it all? Did I get it all?
Yeah, I think so. I also, take my kids to school every day, too.
Damn straight you do.
Kind of hard.
Damn straight
it's a lot of work.
So now, do you drop off? Do you go in? What do you
drop
do?
off.
Do you stop the car
No,
before you drop off?
No. I have a little extra button, and the door opens,
That's
and then the ejector
impressive.
seats just go like that. And I got to make sure that the big kid is on, the driver's
Gotta make
side,
sure, yeah.
because that body mass really helps the younger one out the door.
It's a weighted system.
Yeah,
When
it's
you're-
scientifically proven.
Impressive.
Yeah.
You really. And then you go right to work.
Right to work.
And you do all of that.
Yeah.
And then, so let's talk a little sports first.
Yes, please.
What the hell happened with the Tampa Bay Lightning? I mean,
Did they touch the President's Trophy? I mean, honestly, I don't know. I'm shocked. When you threw up that statistic of games lost per month,
right?
That is one of the most impressive stat sheets I've ever seen from a hockey team, or really a professional sports team, period.
Right.
To be that dominant for that long throughout the course of an entire season is in and of itself impressive. The only thing that is more impressive is just how quickly they were swept out of the NHL playoffs. I mean, there's absolutely I'm shocked.
I bet you they didn't touch the President's Trophy, because teams don't do that, right? I mean, if you've ever seen Belichick being handed the AFC Championship trophy, it's like, put that on the hood of somebody's car. I don't even want to touch that damn thing.
Most people don't. And I mean, I'm a big believer in don't buy playoff hats or shirts if you're a fan, because you don't want to celebrate that you made the playoffs. You want to celebrate that you won the thing.
Maybe that's what happened with my Michigan Wolverines going to the Sweet 16 game. I bought something that said Michigan Sweet 16 on it.
No. You buy the championship.
God. So it's not them, it's me?
Absolutely. It's your fault. And I'm surprised Susie hasn't told you that already.
She wasn't there to stop me. She wasn't there to stop me.
I can't believe that Tampa got swept. But I mean, to be quite honest, even just in the last few years,
yes,
the team that gets that President's Trophy, it's not a great thing.
Right.
It really is not that great a thing, especially in the playoffs. It is a streaky, luck-based system, practically.
Yes.
In terms of clicking at the right time, hitting your peak at the right time, because it is the Stanley Cup playoffs. They are grueling.
Have you, Colin Hanks, ever drank from the cup?
I have.
Oh my gosh!
And
Talk to me about it.
It was.
What did you? May I ask what you drank from the cup?
I'm pretty sure it was like a Molson Ice or something. Some Canadian brew. I'm sure
it had to be Canadian brew. Right?
Yeah. No, it was absolutely incredible. I mean, when your team finally wins the Stanley Cup, and you've spent your entire life rooting for that team,
yes,
and then it happens, you cry. Like the little kid you were when you went to your first game.
Right.
My wife took photos, of course.
Yes.
Luckily, they have been deleted.
They have been deleted.
Yes,
mysteriously never made it.
But then when you actually get a moment, to be able to just see the Stanley Cup in person, and then one of the players goes, "Hey, you want a drink out of it?" I mean, it's giddy. It's just childhood.
You're not allowed to have it. You're not allowed to tip it yourself, though, right?
That's the player tips it.
Who tipped it for you?
Andrzej Kopitar. No. Well, Andrzej did. I drank from it a few times, if I'm being quite honest, on a few different occasions.
How many yachts are you water skiing behind,
sir? No,
it
was Dustin Penner was the first time. Dustin Penner was the first time.
And Kopitar was the second time?
And then Kopi did the second time, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you're around the cup, there are rules.
Oh, very serious rules.
There are rules.
Very serious rules. In fact,
the only one, you can't hoist it either, right? Unless you've won it, or
correct. As I understand it, people say you can't hoist it over your head and shoulders unless you're a player, but that's obviously not true, because the equipment managers, the head coaches, a lot of them do that. So I think it's an organizational type role. You have to have some role within that organization to be able to do it, but they're probably not going to let Jim from accounting do that. Unless he's a really great guy.
Yeah, it sounds like Office Space. Yeah, Jim, you're just, you know, did you get the memo? Yeah, so again, for mere mortals, no hoisting, no tipping, but drinking is absolutely good, and you did that.
Yeah, I did it multiple times.
Colin Hanks here on the Rich Eisen Show. I don't even know how to get to it, so I'll just get to it. Your outdoors, your love of the outdoors.
Yes.
You camp. You go camping.
It's been reignited.
To hear you talk about your camping and that you tend
my camping rig.
Well, your rig.
Yeah,
Chris,
it's the rig.
Just get someone in your life who loves you as much as Colin Hanks loves talking about his camping rig.
I have a rack on the top of my SUV, and on that rack is a tent that can fold out, and it has a little ladder. And yeah, it's rooftop camping. So basically, you know, people ask, "Great, what is the point of that?" The point is,
by the way, and
you were one of the many people that have asked me that. The point is so that you don't have to go to just like the designated camping spots. This idea that you can actually go out into the backwoods and sort of camp anywhere, and then pack up and go. That's the idea.
And you've done this by yourself.
I've done it by myself. Yeah, I've done it with some friends. I love it. I absolutely. There's something about getting the gear and doing all that sort of stuff.
The great outdoors and just doing
the great outdoors, staring into a fire like you're looking into the abyss, trying to figure out life's answers.
Has an animal ever disturbed?
No,
because you're on the roof of your car.
Yes, I'm on the roof of my car. Yes.
Chris, would you ever do something like that?
Absolutely not.
See, I don't know.
So here's the downside, and it actually has nothing to do with camping.
Yes.
I almost couldn't park in your structure today because
of the rig?
Because of the rig. I can't go into a majority of underground parking structures.
Well, why don't you take the rig off?
Because that's a two-person job, and my wife's not going to help with that.
Plus, he has to be ready to camp at a moment's notice.
Yeah,
I'm ready to camp at a moment's notice, but I have to get to an appointment 20 minutes early to find parking. That's what the rooftop tank.
Is there such a hold on? Is there such a thing as spontaneous camping?
Yes.
Absolutely. Where it's just like if I'd say I didn't have the schedule release show to do on the NFL Network tonight at 8 Eastern Time with me using this conversation to try and get in a plug for something I'm doing later, if I didn't have to do that and you had your rest of your day free, we could just go. You could just say, "Hey, Rich,
let's go
camping.
Let's do it."
Yeah, it would be me and you in some sort of like. You know, planes, trains, and automobiles situation.
I was going to say the great outdoors, but yeah, sure. John Candy was in both. Rest in peace.
Okay. How about them Bears opening up the season against the Green Bay Packers?
I guarantee you that we don't camp with two pillows, so we're not going to have that problem.
All right. Colin Hanks here on the Rich Eisen Show. So we've done this before, and I'd like to say it's a tradition unlike any other, where explain to me again, if you don't mind, setting up,
of course,
the NFL coach as stepfather game.
Yes.
Colin Hanks, please.
Many years ago, I was watching an NFL game with my father. Actually, no, it was a college game because it was Charlie Weiss when he was head coach of
Charlie of Notre Dame.
Of Notre Dame.
So Charlie Weiss is the George Washington of this situation.
He is the George Washington of this game. Okay. And my dad, they had a shot of him, and my dad just said, "I wonder what kind of stepfather he would be like." And the game was born. So we basically look at head coaches and then we try and come up with like, what is the phrase or like the go-to move of that stepfather?
To their stepchild,
to their stepchild. Yeah, always to the stepchild.
Do you recall what Charlie Weiss's...
I do not recall what Charlie Weiss's was.
That's how often you played this game.
It's like Abraham Lincoln just lost to the ages, to stick with the presidential theme.
So we figured we would just, I think one time we even did this for Jim Tom Sula. That's how long we've been doing this.
We've been doing this for a
long time.
And Coughlin, I forget what Coughlin was.
Coughlin was Slugger. Hey, Slugger, how's it going? What's going on, Slugger?
Who was the guy who says, pass me the clicker?
I think that was Tom Sula.
I think that was Tom Sula. I think Tom Sula.
No, it's not pass me the clicker. You were wondering, he's always the stepdad.
Hey, where's the clicker?
Where's the clicker?
The location of
where's
the clicker.
Anyone seen the clicker? That was it. So I mean, it is a game that keeps on getting. It's even better when their head coaching changes, which there always are. So there's always a freshman class.
It is. It's kind of it just is. It refreshes itself.
Yes.
So we figured we'd give you the photograph that was taken at the owners' meeting.
Oh, yes.
A little bit less than a month ago, right around this time in March. And there it is right there on the screen. So many of our viewers, so many of our listeners know what we're looking at right there.
Yeah.
And
they remember.
You know, we figured we'd give you Doug Peterson, who's in the back row on his Rascal, and he bumped Jay Gruden as the photograph is being taken. So Jay's in some sort of Heimlich maneuver type posture right there.
Couldn't take another shot? Not one for safety?
I guess, I don't know.
Not one for safety? I mean, the league actually has a position called safety, and they didn't go just one more just in case?
Nice.
I mean,
not multiple shutter clicks?
Yeah. I mean John Gruden always looks like he's squinting. So what leaps out at you from this?
Okay, look,
Colin?
I don't mean to disappoint the listeners of your program who now expect me to do this every time. There is no way I can talk about anything except Andy Reid in that photograph. He is a black hole of attention. People say it was amazing that they took a photo of a black hole. I think it's amazing that Andy Reid is sitting in the middle of this photograph, front row, in shorts, probably with ankle socks. Maybe, we hope, for his wife. There's something in his pocket. Could be a lottery ticket. I don't know what that shirt is.
Could be a Danish.
Is it a Hawaiian pattern? It could be.
I think it is.
I also, the first time I saw it, I went, he's bald? I had no idea because I'd only seen him in hats. I had never seen him in anything else. And then really, the main takeaway.
Yes.
He looks like Wilford Brimley from Cocoon.
He has morphed into
I see that and I go, where's Hume Cronin? Where is Jessica Tandy? Where are they swimming?
Definitely not in this photograph.
Not in this photograph.
He's a man-spreading masterpiece in the middle of that right there. The centerpiece of man-spreading. So do you know what type of stepdad he would be right there? Or
oh, man. I mean, that
or you couldn't even get to that.
No,
you couldn't
even get to that. I couldn't even get to that. But if I had to make something up, I would just say, going on the Wilford Brimley and oatmeal, I think he's the kind of stepdad that would just say, hey, you going to finish that? You going to finish that? And it's anything. It could be breakfast, could be lunch. It could just be like a soda.
Homework could be homework too.
You going to finish that?
You going to finish that?
Well, that's a different tone, but yeah. That's a more authoritative tone. Although maybe he's the kind of stepdad that doesn't want any food to go to waste. You know, you're gonna finish that. He could be the kind of stepdad that like gives his dog the rest of his dinner that he doesn't want to eat.
He could do that.
Yeah,
he does look like that.
Honey, don't feed the dog. She's fine. It's fine.
I thought of all the ones that you would also be zooming in on is Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah,
who looks like the new stepdad who's in his finely tailored.
I mean, look, I'm going to be quite
showing off the pecs and his finely tailored sort of Italian button-down shirt.
Yeah,
the shoes probably cost more than Andy Reid's entire getup, without
a doubt. But you want to know what? It also looks like he's the guy who's not allowed to lift the Stanley Cup over his head because he's in accounting. All of them
Cliff from accounting.
They all look like accountants in comparison to Andy Reid in that photograph.
And Belichick made it too.
I mean, think about that.
I know.
He made Belichick look like well-dressed. When has that ever happened? When has that ever happened? Never.
Oh my gosh. Life in Pieces returns to CBS this very Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. This is a welcome sight for sore eyes, sir.
Oh,
so congrats on the season 4 coming back right there. What is it like on the set with all these guys getting back together as you did for
so much fun
here?
I mean, we have a ridiculous amount of fun on the show, and it really sort of shows when all the bloopers that we have. They're always sending us the blooper reels to approve. But we have a really good time. I mean, it is a large group of people, so there is we do have our own sort of family dynamic.
Yes.
And so there's some landmines and things that you want to, make sure. Maybe don't talk to that person until they've had their coffee. Maybe if that person didn't get their turnaround, let's maybe make sure that we treat that person a little bit special.
That's the one that you need to take camping.
Yeah.
That's the one you need to take camping.
There is
you just think about you and Diane Wiest. Just think about her, Deanne Wiest, up on,
I would
on
love
top of the
to
rig.
take her camping. She is so New York that I don't think that's ever going to happen.
That's never going to happen.
I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Speaking of so New York, I've never asked you this, and I can't believe I'm using this real estate to bring this up right here. Has Barbara Streisand ever showed up to the set?
Yes, she has.
Because she's married to James Brolin.
She's married to James Brolin, who plays my dad on the show. And he brings Barbara around every now and again. I worked with Barbara a few years ago on a movie, so we actually kind of like know each other. And yeah, he brought Barbara to the wrap party, and I remember they were incredibly fascinated by tater tots. That they were something you can order on that food truck that we had at our wrap party. Honey, they got tater tots. Oh, they were very excited about tater tots. So this is just a good example. And by the way, I don't know if they ordered the tater tots or not. It was just a subject of discussion for a good 2 minutes. But it's a good example of even Barbara Streisand, arguably one of the most famous people on the planet, one of the most talented singers of all time, she is still going to have that conversation that your grandma is also probably going to have, which is tater tot. They got tater tots? And it could be some variation of, why do I want to buy tater tots here? I could make tater tots back home.
Yeah.
Don't know. A lot of the conversations I've had with Barbara in the Life in Pieces settings have been about food, which makes me go, I love this woman. She's great.
You know, I know she's royalty, but the bottom line is this. You can take the girl out of Brooklyn, but you will never take the Brooklyn out of the girl. I mean, if she's from Brooklyn, she's got tater tots in the freezer right now, sir.
She probably does.
To take out to defrost and serve up.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Are we segueing into a tater tot commercial right now?
I don't think we are at all.
I think we should. I think we need to look into something.
Just one more thing. You know, let's
Hey, are you going to finish those tater tots, by the way?
That's what Andy Reid's referring to. That's what Andy Reid's referring to. And he would say that to Josh Brolin.
Yes.
So let's take
Jim
a look.
Brolin.
No, I know that, but Josh would be his kid. That's where I'm going. So look what we've done right now. We're showing on the screen right here.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
That's the rig that barely fit inside the Rich Eisen Show Honda wall right there.
I had to pull next to the little
that's a tight squeeze
awning thing. Yeah, there's a little awning above it, lets you know what the height is, and I had to drive around that.
Wow.
And I remember
that's gumption.
Well, I remember I came early because I'm like, I'm not 100% sure I'm going to.
Is that why you got here early?
Yeah, I wasn't 100% sure.
Traffic was light, and you.
Yeah. It's great because I just arrive at places early now. And
you have a box spring on your roof, it looks like.
Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah. Hey, sleep's great. I sleep great.
There we go.
There's no rock that's, making things uncomfortable. It's fantastic. I even have little things I can stick under the tires so I can sort of even out the truck.
Here you go.
Yeah.
And so you just show up early and everyone's like, wow, Colin's so mindful of my time by showing up so early. He's such a professional. And you're like, no, I've got a rig on my my ride.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. Hankskerchief.com. We're going to talk about that when we come back for the television-only segment about your ready-made handkerchiefs from California. And they're called Hankskerchief.
Yeah.
Doc, they're amazing.
Oh, buddy. I got something for you.
And this is your new business. Everyone should go again to hankskerchiefs.com or on Twitter @hankskerchiefs. And that's the Instagram site as well for all that. We're going to hit on it. Thanks for coming in, sir.
Thanks for having me.
For the radio audience, again, that is Colin Hanks. Follow him on Twitter and Instagram @Colin Hanks as well. Life in Pieces, Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.